is day 208 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at freeCodeCamp. Tonight we have only a brief window to stream, probably about 20 minutes or so. So we are going to just be doing freeCodeCamp no Kata at Code Wars tonight. Side note, we did start chipping away at that Udemy course that we got a couple months ago. I think I got it back in like March. Maybe it was May. It was something with an M. It was near April. But I started chipping away. I made it 18 in, or let's see, how many videos did we get through? Yeah. 18 of the 85 videos available down. So I'm definitely glad I waited as long as I did to start, not really waiting, but completing as much as I did. I'd mentioned that I'd wanted to learn JavaScript through another kind of tutorial, class-based, activity-based kind of site similar to Code Academy, freeCodeCamp. So I'm glad I got that second round of basic JavaScript in. It's like the perfect amount of understanding, not too little. He does go over in the course some definitely new things, but it's a very in-depth, like low level, bit by bit, a very granular look at how JavaScript works. So that's really cool. But it's been a good course so far. And the third section, I finished the first two sections of the third section. I actually believe it's about object-oriented programming. So I thought that was cool. That is exactly where I'm at in freeCodeCamp. So it seemed like a perfect time for me to stop there and finish up this and then continue on with the section 3 of those Udemy videos tomorrow, going over this section. So it's all seemed, this whole journey, the last 208 days have seemed to match up really well. Code Academy into Code Wars into freeCodeCamp, and then into CodePen and all that. It's all fit together quite nicely. So, anywho, with that said, we are going to be continuing on with filter arrays. However, after looking back at all the courses, all the items in this section, I realized I should have stopped after the make an object properties private. Hey, Topher! How you doing? Good evening. We've got a very brief, short stream, 20 minutes. We're basically just going to be knocking out this section. I am going to go back over through the .map and .reduce. This object-oriented section, I think, matches up well. You probably heard me rambling. Although I wasn't paying attention to my chat on when you entered, but this section matches up perfectly with that section 3 of that Udemy course, the understanding the weird bits of JavaScript, or whatever it's called. So yeah, good times. Let's jump back. We'll go through all the method stuff. We actually don't need the make properties private. We'll touch base on map once more, even though we already completed it, and then we will finish out from filter to join and call it a night. Hopefully your evening, Topher, is going well. How's Fortnite going? Still making progress? Any headway on that game? I could only assume. It seemed like you just started recently, so lots of progress. What are we looking for? Map.map. So we don't really need to worry about all of this. I'm just kind of touching base once more. The map method, convenient way to iterate through arrays. Here's an example. Variable old arrays 1, 2, 3 times 4 return the value. Console log times 4 returns blankety blank, and that. So we had our variable old array. We set up variable new array, which equals old array.map function and value. And then we're returning value plus 3. So it's taking each of these, which we are referring to as value, for the old array, and in this new map function, we're taking that value here, returning it, and we're adding 3 onto each one. Run test. See, on the left side above the green check marks, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tons of fun. Hasta la Vista challenge. Yes, we had already completed that one. So that's one of the previous ones we completed. This is the second with dot reduce, and then we'll be breaking new ground with dot filter after we do a once-over review on this. I'm just trying to keep all the dot method add-ons together. Condense arrays with reduce. Hold that thought. Topher, the game is amazing. I just turned it off, though. Good times. Glad to hear it's going well. It's all that's needed. Positive news. Making progress. Tiny cat, are you struggling over there? Condense arrays with reduce. The array method reduce is used to iterate through an array and condense it into one value. To use reduce, you pass in a callback whose arguments are an accumulator in this previous value and the current value, The accumulator is like a total that reduce keeps track of after each operation. The current value is just the next element in the array you're iterating through. Reduce has an optional second argument. Oh yes, the comma 0. Yeah, optional second something. Where'd it go? Totally lost. Reduce has an optional second argument which can be used to set the initial value of the accumulator. If no initial value is specified, it will be the first array element, and current value will start with the second array element. Alright? Ta-da! So, here's an example of reduce being used to subtract all the values of an array, and we got totally hung up. We were supposed to use previous value and current value, blah blah blah, but in our delirium, we ended up just being a copycat, not literally copy pasta, but highlighting and actually doing it, but we were very much monkey see, monkey do, and we had a minus here for like at least 10 minutes of confusion when the instructions clearly said add and sum all of the stuff. Crazy person's choice. Anyways, example, reduce being used to subtract values of an array. Variable single value equals array.reduce. Hey there, little cat. We've got limited time to stream tonight, so you can pick up your napping spot. Do not sit on the headphones. Thank you. No, your tail is everywhere. We're gonna ignore her. Despite her tail slapping us. Thank you, little kitty. We know you're alive. Variable single value, array.reduce, function previous value, current value, return previous value, minus current value. Something about that damn 0. Here in our actual realm, where we have minor control, variable array, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and single value is set to 0. Single value equals array.reduce function. It's taking in previous value and current value, and then it's returning the previous value plus the current value. And starting from 0, so when we return it, it ends up with, ta-da, as a whole, 30. Yay! Not that exciting, I know. There we go. Review over with. Even Grumpy Cat approves. Review session done. Finally breaking new ground. Day 208 begins with a fizzle and a filter. Here we go. Filter arrays with filter. The filter method is used to iterate through an array and filter out elements where a given condition is not true. Filter is passed a callback function which takes the current value we've called that value as an argument. An array element which the callback returns true will be kept in the elements, and return false will be filtered out. The following code is an example of using filter to remove array elements that are equal to 5. Note, we omit the second and third arguments since we only need the value. Array equals array.filter. This would have been helpful, one of those. This would have been helpful a day or two ago at Code Wars. Thus filter, right? Array dot... No, not right. Bad, Steven. Left. We gotta keep working on that. No self-affirmation. Bad. No right, only lefts. That's gonna be our tool to break that habit, if we can remember. Array equals array.filter, function value, return value not equal to 5. Okay. So, in a perfect world, use filter to create a new array with the values from old array, which are less than 6. The old array should not change. Variable, old array, 1 through 10, only change the code below this line. So we're going to take old array and we're going to filter. Can I move your tail, cat? How have you fallen asleep already? Look, just turn. Just turn. I don't understand why you don't like sleeping on the bed. It's right there. It's good enough for people to sleep on it, but no, you like sleeping on the desk. Filter. The following code is an example of using... No, not up there. Not up there. Use filter to create a new array, which we have. New array. Old array dot filter, which will be function, which gets its own parentheses and parameter. We'll do value. And we're not just going to mimic with the not or the minus. We're going to put in our own stuff. Hopefully. Equals. Use the filter to create a new array with all of the values. We want everything from the old array, which are less than 6. So it would be return value less than 6, I think. Return value less than 6. How cool is that? We should have used that in our CADA. Was it yesterday? I can't remember. That feels so long ago. Time's been flying lately the last couple days. Maybe it was 2 days ago, but that doesn't matter. I wish we'd... It's so much easier to understand here at freeCodeCamp in the activity. Of course, when it counts, there at Code Wars, I blank on everything. Even Honey Badger cares. We hope. Did you know? Not a good time to pause. Something about the honey badger as an actual animal. Damn. Why do we forget? Hold on. The honey badger. I remember nothing from the honey badger segment. Oh, little kitty, what was it? The only tidbit of information that I recall is that they're immune to scorpion stings. I don't know if it's all scorpion stings or just a majority of the ones that they encounter on a common basis. But that has nothing to do with learning to code. However, I think most people would be familiar with the Planet Earth series by BBC, or produced by the BBC. Is it BBC Nature? BBC Earth? One of those. But so the Planet Earth series, there was Planet Earth 1. They've recently done the second Planet Earth 2 series, but they've done like sub-series, Life, and Blue Planet. And so recently, within the last year or two, they did The Hunt in one of these sections covering like the savanna type predators and critters, mostly predators because it's focused on the hunt, or it's called the hunt, so it's focused on predators. Anyways, they went over honey badgers at one point, and I was trying to remember more than one cool fact aside from the fact that they eat scorpions and that they're immune to their stings, but damn it all, I can't remember anything beyond that. So yes, good. That has nothing to do with JavaScript or sorting arrays, but they did say honey badger. And when I saw honey badgers during the hunt, I thought, hey, freeCodeCamp. This is painful. We're trying to procrastinate. Death. It's because we don't want to be coding at 12:15, at least not right now. And I can't figure out for the life of me why. I think it's because it's been 208 days. We're going to get through it. There's still 150 plus more days of this nightmare, but damn it, we are going to succeed. I don't know what our goal is, but we're going to do something with it. If not, we get to learn. Okay, so we are sorting. Dot sorting. Sort arrays with sort. You can use the method sort to easily sort the values in an array alphabetically or numerically. Unlike the previous array method, we have been looking at sort actually alters... Whoa. Unlike the previous array methods we have been looking at, sort actually alters the array in place. However, it also returns this sorted array. Sort can be passed a compare function as a callback. The compare function should return a negative number if A should be before B, a positive number if A should be after B, or 0 if they are equal. If no compare callback function is passed in, it will convert the value to strings and sort alphabetically. Here's an example of using sort with a compare function that will sort the elements from smallest to largest. Variable array 1, 12, 21, 2. That's our current array. Array.sort, function A and then B are our parameters. Return A minus B. So what does that return? Use sort to sort array from largest to smallest. If A... Something's happening. I feel like this bit was the important part. Hey! Something. The former CCC? Wait, you've been coding for 208 days and you're on sorting strings? No. Not, yes and no. Mostly closer to no, but also a lot of yes. Also, the former CCC. The way your camera is set up looks like you full-time on live, Jasmine. Jesus, I don't even want to ask. I can certainly imagine, though. No, so it has been 208 days. However, the first 150 ended up occurring at Code Academy, where we didn't just pick one language, like HTML or CSS or JavaScript to learn. We decided to pick all of them to learn. Can't really say that was my best decision, embarking on a journey into the unknown, but we survived. So that took about 150-ish days. We went through every course, all the free content they had to offer at Code Academy, but it was good because it provided a great foundation full of perspective. I got to see HTML and Sass, and then things like CSS and Python and PHP and Ruby and Angular, and just how it all could fit together and where it doesn't. So I think it was still good, at least for how I like to learn in the long run. From there, we got to start chipping away at Code Wars. We've been working our way up from the bottom, although as does everyone at Code Wars. Currently, we are about 70% of the way through their level 7 Caillou, I think it is. Started at 8. It goes 8 to 1, and then from there it switches to a different system of 1 to 4. but we are chipping away at that. And then recently we started hacking away at freeCodeCamp. And then I think the next website that we will be throwing into the mix will be Treehouse. I've heard some good things about that. Another thing is the Odin project, which is another nice sort of how to, what languages to learn, like ground up kind of path. So, but for our map, we have, no, that's not good. For FreeCodeCamp, we've chipped away at all kinds of stuff, 226 items down here at FreeCodeCamp, and to the top, we knocked out their HTML, 5 and CSS. So see, we've done a lot of redundant stuff, but even at Code Academy, you know, they had 4 or 5 courses that covered HTML and CSS. You know, like Learn HTML and CSS, Responsive Design covered CSS again, Make a Website covered both HTML and CSS, Deploying a Website uses HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and like just a bunch of other stuff. So we've seen a lot of repeat things. That's kind of where we're at again here with FreeCodeCamp. So we've gone through this and jQuery. We just knocked out a lot of the basic JavaScript stuff, and now we're on to object-oriented stuff. Yeah, kind of excessive, if you will, but we like to be extra sure that we're learning the foundation. Yeah, kind of brutal. The former wait, are you getting into web dev or something? Right? You think I would have an answer to that. That was a long answer, but now a short answer for an even longer question. I wanted to stream gaming on Twitch, ended up capture card I have too good for my old crappy Mac Mini. Now that it's aged, so the only thing that my computer can handle streaming and that I can do daily is learning how to code. I thought, hey, let's learn how to code every day for a year and see where I end up. Wouldn't say that I'd recommend it to others, but I would probably do it again. Use an EDX course. EDX, as in, Education X through Harvard. That's one of the courses that I want to tackle too. I think I would do that after Treehouse, though. I'm not sure why. I just feel like since it's Harvard, I should bring my A game, right? Any C#, C++? I hope so. It's really dependent on the sites that I've been using. So Code Academy didn't cover any of the C languages. They may add them in the future. FreeCodeCamp, I'm not sure. I'm just really going through kind of language by language. They do cover an awful lot of content here at FreeCodeCamp, but I'm not sure they actually cover any of the C languages. So, yeah. AngularJS, I've dabbled with Angular via CodeCamp. So, good. But it was interesting. Topher, some people code every day for a living. Why wouldn't you recommend it? Not that. I meant my particular path of diving into Code Academy, trying to do everything all at once. In hindsight, if I were to give my 2 cents on someone else who was like, hey, how far can I get into a year? I really would ask them. And even that alone, they want to get into coding. That's already a better goal than what I had. I was looking to fill the time. And I thought, why not learn to code? It's not exactly a hard set destination one can point to, especially if they're wanting to become a programmer, right? You know, that would be like either they want to get into it as a hobby and they kind of have an idea of what the projects they're looking to do. That already really narrows down the path of what they should probably be focusing on versus like a job they want to commit to, you know, sort of boot camp style, 8 hours a day. That's another thing with my whole scheduling just a weird anomaly issue thing that I've got going on to me. I could and probably should be spending more time coding every day, but it's the fact that I'm trying to capture all of the learning that I've done this year live on stream. So today's actually the first day, and it's kind of weird. I wasn't sure how to feel about it. I started watching the Udemy course video. I bought a Udemy course, a couple months back, the course that you recommended, Topher, and so it's been an awesome course, very low level, like granular bit by bit type of information explaining how JavaScript actually gets processed. This is what we're doing, but then there's behind this the like compiler, whatever you want to refer to it as, feeding it to the computer where it stores it in memory and running it. So like it's a great breakdown bit by bit of how everything really functions. So it's been awesome. But anyways, that's what I was talking about. Yes, learning to code, I actually would recommend learning to code to like everybody. Picking whatever type of language. CSS is fun. I feel like anyone could pick up CSS, even on a basic level. Or at least HTML. Making like a picture, like a collage thing. Some of the Code Academy activities, you'd make a nice little scrollable collage website where the thumbnails expand as you click on them. Even a basic project like that, kind of fun. Or the first project they had here on freeCodeCamp, which basically all of the HTML5 and CSS section is kind of mimicking a cheap version of like Instagram, but for cat photos. Anywho. So what are we looking at? Some people code. Yes, there's that. They're free. Education X. Oh, it's not through Harvard? What am I thinking of? Education X, right? Isn't that a thing? Education X. Unless EDX is something different. No, that's it. World's Best. Or at least I thought Harvard offered a course through it. Maybe it's pseudo-Harvard. See, Harvard. Something about that. Anywho, just the general idea of it. They're free online courses. Those feel when he says coding isn't something he recommends. Wait. Those feels when he says coding isn't something he recommends doing every day. I know again, that was taken out of context. That was the other thing, is I'm extremely glad that I have been learning to code every day, because the learning, it's literally like learning a language. And if you don't use it daily, it's just brutal. Even the time difference, that was one of the hardest things. We did go through JavaScript quite a few times here at Code Academy, but by the time it had been like 40, 50 plus days, maybe like a month and a half before I got to Code Wars, and then I started diving in even to the low-level katas, and I've been struggling ever since. So I kind of set Code Wars to the side, waited until I started doing JavaScript again, and then that definitely helped. Still struggling, but it's not as painful. I think yesterday's Kata, I was able to knock out, still with assistance of NC Kira, in about like 20-ish minutes or so. So that's better than the normally hour and 40 minutes of just sheer confusion and borderline crying into the keyboard. But yes, that would be another recommendation to anyone learning to code, is try to do it every day. It's just interesting. That's all. It's a big commitment, diving in cold to anything. It's been fascinating. That's all. Anywho, we keeps it real. Welcome. Do you have a job from this? What projects have you done? No development jobs from this yet, but in the future, I suppose it could lead to something. The only type of projects I have so far would be the ones freeCodeCamp uses CodePen for a lot of their projects. And I've only done the couple basic ones that they recommend. So far I've got the main one would be the Day 9 tribute page, and then it was kind of like a basic portfolio website, but that was laughable at best. So not a lot. I'm just kind of going along with the pace of freeCodeCamp, similar to how I was just going along with the pace of Code Academy. But yeah, good times. Let's close out of all that noise. We were so close to finishing. This was supposed to be a brief stream, and it is. But the questions are good. And clarification on all my yammering. What are we looking for? So, sort arrays with dot sort. Reverse arrays. We are continuing on with sorting. Closing this. So, we were going to sort something. Sort can be passed a compare function as a callback. The compare function should return a negative number if A should be before B. So it should return a negative number if A should be before B. So A minus B, that would be 1 minus 12, that would return negative 11. Okay. A positive number if A should be after B. So that would be B minus A. In this case, it would be 12 minus 1. That would be positive 11. Good. And then 0 if they're equal. If no compare callback function is passed in, it will convert the values to a string and sort alphabetically. Here is an example of using sort with a compare function that will sort elements from smallest to largest number. The other thing that's been interesting for the day-to-day thing is that it's been 208 days of learning. I know people learn everything every day, but it's all learning. In a normal job, so the majority of my work experience was HR work. Obviously, like most any jobs, usually you do learn one little fun tidbit for the day, a different way or technique to do something, but that doesn't comprise 85, 95, 100% of your day-to-day activities as you go about working is learning new stuff. Maybe when you're starting a new job or have very little experience. But right now I'm still in that learning phase. It's like 100% learning all the time. Maybe like 95%. There's like 5% confidence when I go to do like a CATA in Code Wars. And that's the painful part. It's just sticking with it, sticking through the learning curve, and just pushing on to the next day through that. I'm looking forward to the time after a year, 2 years, 3 years, where I start to feel, or however long, maybe it'll be another couple months, where I do start to feel more comfortable and I can knowingly and confidently implement tools, methods, different aspects of code, and really sort of hone it, play with the code, and not stress about it. That's what I'm looking forward to. But in the meantime, it is that painful learning curve. I don't recommend that someone subject themselves to 208 days nonstop of just frustration. But it is that frustration is necessary. That's part of the learning curve. And it's like a good stress, because it's positive, right? Learning something, not right, left, bad, Steven, bad. Not right. Self-affirmation, bad. What are we doing? We are sorting. Let's sort this. Here's an example of using sort with a compare function that will sort the elements from smallest to largest numbers. Variable array 1, 12, 21, 2, array.sort function A and B, A minus B. So it's going to check one by one and sort them. Use to sort array from largest to smallest. So we would want B minus A, I believe. For further explanation of dot sort method can be found here. Array.prototype sort. Sort method, blah, 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 elements in place, and it shuffles things, as one would hope. Close that. Let's do this. Array.sort function return something about something B minus A. Let's see what that leads to. No, B. Oh, I forgot to put A and B. A, B, run it. Ta-da, you make this look easy. Lies, they haven't been paying attention. If they were watching me, they'd see all the struggling. And the mistake that happened just before pressing run, we were missing parameters. Reverse arrays with reverse. You can use the reverse method to reverse the elements of an array. Reverse is another array method that alters the array in place, but it also returns the reversed array. Variable array 1, 2, 3, myArray.reverse returns 3, 2, 1. Use reverse to reverse the array variable and assign it to new array. Array, new array. Empty, ready, waiting to receive. New array equals array.reverse, reverse with parentheses. Ta-da. Get to the chopper. Alright. We are almost nearing the end. Concatenate arrays with concat. Concat can be used to merge the contents of two arrays into one. Concat takes an array as an argument, returns a new array with elements of this array concatenated onto the end. Here's an example of concat being used to concatenate other arrays onto the end of old array. New array equals old array.concat other array. Use .concat to concatenate concat me onto the end of old array and assign it a new array. So we'd want new array to equal old array.concat me. Beautiful. I hope. Run test. Way cool. Awesome. Okay, where do we stand on the map? We've got to be nearing the end of this particular section. So we've got split and then one more join, and then we can call it a night. Split strings with split. You can use split method to split a string into an array. Split uses the argument you pass in as a delimiter to determine which points the string should be split at. Here's an example of split being used to split strings at every s character. Variable array equals string.split s. Use the split to create an array of words from string and assign it to array. Okay, we saw red and quickly lost focus, but something about string. Variable string, split me into an array. Array equals, only change code, dot split, and they want us to split. Use split to create an array of words from string and assign it to array. What do they want us to split it on? Like a space, or just split all the letters in the string. I feel like since we aren't referring to... Here's an example of split being used to split the string at every S character. Yeah, exactly. Use split to create an array of words from string. Oh, array of words. They want a space. It's not super obvious. Oh, look at this. You should split the string by its spaces. See? See? There we go. Run test. It's alive. It's alive. Null 513. Steven or Steven. Or in my eyes, Stefan. It's a V. Super V. It's the correct way, if anyone's wondering. PH is Stefan. Don't lie to yourself. Good. And this is the last section. We get to land this bird. Join strings with dot join. We can use the join method to join each element of an array into a string separated by whatever delimiter you provide as an argument. The following is an example of using join to join all the elements of an array into a string with all the elements separated by word and colon, or just and. I feel like they're leading into the example. Variable veggies, celery, radish, carrots, potato, variable salad, veggies.join, space and space, console log salad, celery, and space dot space, radish, space dot space and space, carrot, space and space, potato. Look at that. Ta-da! It joins them all with that. Tons of fun. So, use the join method to create a string from join me with spaces in between each element and assign it to joined string. Okay. Split me into an array, join me, joined string, join string equals join me dot join. And we are going to join something on the stuff. There's quotes, a space again. I feel like there should be more. No, that's it. That's it. I was looking for other stuff. I was getting confused with the dot join and the fact that it was join here. So I was looking for something like veggies or array or something, but that is the name of the array, is join me. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Run it, and we're done. A winner is you. We did it. Day 208 comes to an end, mostly. Let's, something out, but what is this? What is that? What is bonfire? I don't want to meet bonfire. Who's been through freeCodeCamp? This is our algorithm challenges you. No, you know what? Screw it. We're leaving this for another day. We can back out. We are dunsies, right? Good times. Hey, Topher Gate. So tired. Good night, man. Gotta get some rest. Hell yeah. Thank you again for stopping by. Always appreciate having you around. And the former CC, thank you for stopping by, hanging out with us. Also, we keeps it real. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. And Null 513, good to have you in our company yet again. Little Kitty is abandoning ship as well. Perfect timing. We are closing out of the stream. If you accidentally stumbled by to view the stream, any and all views are greatly, greatly appreciated. Backing out of freeCodeCamp, diving into OBS. Stop stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.